Alright, so this is going to be about the H-type choo-choo, as I call it. It's the kind you would use for choo-choo snakes, as compared to like TZ's box mode, which is more of an R-type choo-choo. Though I think they have a slightly different terminology they use for the difference between the two kinds of non-static or real spin halves of the move, which I'll get to. I forget what it was at this particular moment. I can go look it up. That takes a while and I probably won't get the video done. So, basic two ways are going to be each way you're going to have either a real spin or a static spin, whatever. You got either. So that being said, I could take from here and I could do a R-type choo-choo, which is non-rotational with one staff, which will look like this. I don't do that often, so I'm not the best at it. I keep wanting to rotate just ever so slightly. That bottom one. There we go. Okay. I don't do that one anymore. Not to say it's bad, I just don't that often. And then there's my favorite one, which is the H-type, which, as you'll notice, this head and these two heads are all making the same pattern, while this one is making, if I removed all of this and just had one head, all it's doing is going, while the other head's going and what you get in the end is this. I like to do it versus real based motion most of the time, except on the bottom, because real based motion for the bottom pedal is under the legs. I don't do under the legs just because I don't like to bend over. Not to say it's not a valid move, I just don't. So what I do is either this weird reel, which is an inside plane reel. I either do this inside plane reel, or I do static spins. And so there's this whole variant that comes out of these H types that does not appear in R types, and Dale did a bunch of videos on this where he did, so say we have this here. This head is going to move linear, and these are all going to not. And so as you get to there, the stabs are together. So not only could I continue the motion, and this is like a scooping anti-spin. It's the one of the few uses for the move I call a scoop. And so instead of actually going all the way through with one hand staying static or real, I could actually switch. So now left hand is the H type, and now right hand is the H type. So you could actually do this all the way through. I'm not going to bother, but because I didn't really plan to do that, I just kind of pulled it off, screwed it up. Yeah, so you could do this. Theoretically all the way through. Actually, I have to turn to the right. I can't keep facing left wall plane. I have to go right orientation wall plane. Left orientation wall plane. Right to the camera, left to me. That sort of thing. And that was the H type. That's simple. You could do a bunch of variants off of it. You could do diagonal variants. So I come down. So you can actually use that to go in between different places. And you could treat this as the diagonal to this line being a 45-degree version of tilt for your mental space versus vertical. So you could just treat it like doing, you know, this move, except it's now, you know, whatever you want it to be. It can move around a whole lot. There's a whole range with H-types that I haven't seen many other people besides me explore, and I'd really like to. So that's why I'm finally doing this video. So there you go. That's a couple different ideas. I might expand upon that later. You could do it, you know, atomically. You could atomically. That should be good to start a lot of people off for now. That being said, probably gonna edit and go to the next part, which is gonna be the clock.